There are three stabiliser modes on the HDR-CX900: off, standard and active. Of these, active is by far the best, but it has a drawback you need to be aware of. Let's demonstrate. First up, with Steadyshot switched off and walking, the lens is fully wide, but as you'd expect, the footage is wobbling all over the place. Then we do the same route again with Steadyshot switched to standard mode. Frankly, not much difference if you ask me. Thirdly, Steadyshot switched to active mode, but doing this automatically turns on Sony's clear image zoom, and though you can't really see it when the lens is at wide angle like this, it has a really noticeable effect when you zoom in. For example, here's a wide shot with active stabilisation off, so no clear image zoom. Here it is again with active stabilisation on, which turns that clear image zoom on, and you can see it's been cropped by a very small amount. That's because the camera is using the extra pixels to steady the image. But when wide, it's not really noticeable. But zoom in and look, here it is with stabilisation off, so without clear image zoom. Here it is with active stabilisation on, which turns on the clear image zoom and means you're zooming to 24 times instead of 12. But it's doing that by electronic trickery, not a real 24 times optical zoom. And the image quality is just not as good, I think, because the image is being digitally scaled up. And in my view, that degradation is present even if you zoom out a fraction, so back to where you'd be with the 12 times optical zoom. If you examine the image closely, it's just not as sharp when clear image zoom is on, and it will be on if you turn on the active stabilisation. So my advice is just to be careful to remember that if you turn the active stabilisation on, it will steady the image really well and double your zoom range to 24, but the picture is not as sharp. Back to how well the stabilisation works though, and here's a handheld shot at full zoom, firstly with stabilisation off, then with it on standard, which isn't bad, and finally on active. Pretty solid, but once again notice we're now zoomed in further due to that clear image zoom being invoked. That's it for this test. I hope it was useful. Please do click that like button if so, and of course I always appreciate anyone subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.